$100 million plus entrepreneurs. In today's video, we are going to talk about what I've learned from working with people, founders, CEOs, leaders, executives who have built companies over $100 million in valuation or revenue, and some far beyond that. We're going to dispel some of the myths that might be in your mind about these people based off of how we've envisioned them in our culture, and also the things that you can apply, whether you're a business owner, a seasoned entrepreneur, or someone in between that just wants to learn and understand more about how highly successful people operate. So let's dive right on in. The first thing and the first myth to dispel is that they're people just like you. When we think about highly successful people, we often give them these tremendous characteristics. And yes, they have those things, but we also fantasize that they don't have the problems that we have. They don't have the challenges or don't have the obstacles that we do, but that's not true. They all make mistakes, but the way they deal with those mistakes is different. They just keep rolling. So if they mess up a pitch, something, they stumble on a word, they just keep it going. Same thing on a big scale. If something happens, they find out the answer. They have a different switch in their brain that is really easy for you to adopt. And that's focused around what's the solution. They only look at the problems insofar as they understand it and that they can communicate it. And then from there, they're focused on driving to a solution. The next is how they work. We all have 24 hours. But what's different about these people is that they focus on what they are best at. And then they build teams around them of people who can fill in where they are not excellent. So they will often say, I don't know that, but I have people who do. I don't know the answer to that, but you can talk to my CTO or my chief operations officer. So by setting that, they're being very clear up front that this is what I'm great at and this is what I'm not. And so that allows them to build the right competencies and drive the most value. The more they focus on that core area of things they're tremendous at, the more time they're able to go by and utilize to fill in the areas where they don't shine. So the next, similar to that work ethic topic, is how they work. The key to understand here is that they're working all the time, or they're not working at all. So I found that those highly successful people who we're discussing here take vacations. They're available. You can always text them and ask them a question if you need to, but they get the time away so that they can come back energized and execute. But 98% of the time, they are working 24/7 because they're plugged in. They're doing things that they love. And again, they have excellent people around them. So it's not like they're doing all the manual actions. They're able to think and ask the right questions of the people that they're leading and of their employees and of their team members so that they can get the best out of those people. In turn, those people feed the information up to them so that they can make the right decisions. And that is how their work flows. So as a CEO, which is my sample size is all CEOs, they have to have a very broad knowledge. And again, the best way to do that is to hire excellent people and get information from them and then add in their own expertise. So if they're looking at their tech side, they're talking to their CTO, they can use something they learned from their CFO to provide the right perspective or get the right information. And then as they're leading, they're bringing everybody's perspectives together so that everybody feels like they're contributing and like they're part of the great mission. So that's actually one thing to add as well that I did not have written down is they all do have a great vision and they focus on it relentlessly. So I dropped a video yesterday where I talked about there's a lot of people who get caught up in stories and they just focus on these things that don't matter. But the difference maker here with these highly successful people is that they simply rewire everything back to their vision. Kobe Bryant said everything he did was to become a better basketball player. And I know I've used that before, but it's really important because if you internalize that mindset, you start to realize that whether you're looking at something on social media or you're playing a sport or you're taking a vacation, you're learning, you're figuring out more about how people work, those fundamentals that drive success, and you're using that information to go solve problems. So really, they are wired to be thinking about their business, their goals, and their vision 24/7. And now, finally, is it easier for them to create success? Simple answer is yes, but let's go into why. They still have to go through the same process. So let's say you start a new business and you want to take it to a public exit. You still have to go through a very similar process every time. You need to set up your sales, you need to get the product right, you need to get your operations right, you need to hire the right team, all those things. and go execute and learn and set up feedback systems, and so that you can continuously iterate and grow, and you need to build something that people need and all these other things. Those are all going to be there. But what they do is that they leverage their past successes, whether that's their own capital and cash to put into their ventures. That's the first low-hanging fruit. But then what about all the relationships that they've built, the partnerships that they have, the accomplishments, the investors that they worked with before, the relationships that they've already proven themselves so many times or delivered so much value to the people that they can then, in their new ventures, leverage that. So they go through the same steps, but they're able to they're able to bring steps further and closer together. So they bring further steps that are further away closer together. And then that's how they leverage to achieve more success. So with that, it has been incredibly enlightening to work with these people. And the keys to your success and how you can apply that can be found in this video. But remember, even if you have these challenges or flaws or insecurities or doubts, they have them too. Just focus on your goals, your dreams, your vision, and execution. Hiring the right people. Again, the things that we talked about here. So with that, I leave you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe, because we're trying to grow this channel so we can reach and give you the truths, the value that you only get from the front lines of leadership and entrepreneurship. So hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.